Hello and welcome to African Living Abroad. This is Jamhuri, and I'm sitting out here on the roadside in nature. It's beautiful, and I just thought I'd ground myself a little bit. And I've been thinking a lot about fear. This is a favorite topic of mine, and especially during this world pandemic, fear is very prevalent. And I have here 5 reasons why fear is so paralyzing and what you can do to alleviate it. Why are we so fearful? Because fear actually has an unknown power and and potential. When fear hits us, we don't know how it's going to play out. And this last week, I watched my cat. We had some tiles in the bathroom that had just fallen off and was just laying there for that morning, and it had some glue that had come out of the bathtub. And actually, it didn't look very good, but I knew what it was. But the cat came in, and curious as a cat usually is, this cat was very fearful. And I just watched it as it tried to engage and to figure out and to assess what this thing could be, and to figure out whether it's an animal, whether it's dangerous, whether it was going to pounce on it. And so the cat did not touch it. It just looked at it, and you could tell from its body posture that it was very fearful and it was keeping its distance. And later on during the day, the cat followed me again. That's my favorite cat, likes to follow me around. And the more that it faced that fear, the more that it realized that that thing hasn't moved. And I guess it had reached its limit, and the cat started to engage with it, to touch it, to stretch out a paw. And then it figured out it wasn't dangerous. And so the cat was okay, didn't care about it, so he kept going into that room even by itself. So I learned that we are fearful, just like that cat, because we are faced by something unusual, and an event has happened, and we don't know how it's going to play out. We don't know what its potential is and what its power is. So that's number one, one way in which fear can paralyze us. And also number two, fear has a way of throwing us off balance. We lose control. We're out of order, and our routine is not normal. And fear creeps in. It's a natural way of things playing out. So we don't really go seeking for fear because we don't like fear. But when we are out of balance and our environment is not normal, and then fear creeps in. Number three, fear paralyzes us also because we don't know the outcome. And so we cannot plan. We don't know how long this new situation is going to last. And should we go ahead with a present plan? Should we wait a little bit? So it brings that element of the unknown, and our routine is broken. And then fear hits us. Again, without us wanting to be fearful, it does hit us. And number 4, fear forces us to wait. And it's because also has something to do with number 3. Because when our routine is broken, and we have to wait and see what's happening. And waiting is something that we human beings, we don't like waiting. I don't like waiting. And so waiting for the unknown, if you're waiting for something that you know about, yes, it's better. But if it's the unknown, then waiting becomes very difficult. And one thing that could be of an encouragement to you is waiting. Another word for waiting is patience. And patience is actually one of the greatest virtues that all the spiritual teachers teach us. And patience is something we can never graduate from. I'll give you an example. If we do not wait and try to rush into things, the chances of us messing that process are very, very high. And another lesson that we learn from nature is like it's summertime. We have all kinds of trees with fruits. And if we pick the fruit before it's ripe, you're guaranteed to have a tummy ache. I mean, I live on a property with apples and all kinds of trees and pears. And we also had some cherries. We have some cherries. And if we do not wait and you try to eat it, it's sour. It is inedible. And if you force yourself to eat it, it will come right back. It will not sit because your body cannot digest it. So what do we do with fear? We need to wait it out. Wait it out. Let it do its work. Let the process do its work. And wait it out like farmers wait for their crop to mature. So if we're dealing with any kind of situation that throws us out of balance, if we don't have our answer right away, let's wait it out. That's what nature does. All right? That's what we do. And also, number 5, fear has a brutal way of awakening our insecurities. We become insecure in our jobs because whatever was normal is all of a sudden not normal. And so it awakens the insecurities about our safety, our relationships, our jobs, our source of income. And we are fearful because, again, all these points that I've talked about, they are so related. They are so related. And so what would you do? What would I advise you to do to alleviate fear at this time? This time of the 2020 world pandemic. I would just say, face it. That doesn't sound very comforting, does it? But this is something I'm just sharing from my own experience. That every time I'm faced with fear, if there's any other way I can escape it, I would escape it. But fear just has a way of coming to you at a time where you have no other choice but to go through it. And so this time, I'll just say face it. In simple ways like, get up in the morning. When you're fearful, some people are very anxious at the moment because fear also creates stress, and then it creates anxiety. And for some people, it causes depression. And then these things are very, very good. Those are ingredients for fear. And if we allow them to happen to us, then they are going to create a cycle, and we go through that. And maybe to those people who are finding it difficult to get up in the morning, just get up in the morning. The sun is going to rise. The day is going to go as normal. The hours are going to pass, and face your fear. And at the end of the day, you will still be around. Do not be fearful. Of course, sometimes we cannot avoid being fearful, but face it. We are in this, all of us together. And let's learn from nature. Many times nature is surprised by many elements, forces of nature, for instance. And here in Manitoba, there's enough examples. With a few trees we have, we get hit by a snowstorm early in October, heavy snowstorm that we never planned about. Who gets winter in October in Manitoba? Nobody. It doesn't really happen, but it happened 2019. And the trees were really, really heavily tasked with the weight of the snow, and it lasted a few days. And for us also, people, it really disturbed us. And in some parts of the world, floods really damages nature. And in other parts, storms, hurricanes, these things affect nature in a big way and affects us as well. But I have watched how nature, even though it's damaged and hurt by these forces, nature slowly bounces back and it heals. And sometimes, as a human being, when I see a big branch that has been sitting there for 20 years, all of a sudden broken, I wonder, does this tree feel the pain of having a big branch just hanging on a limb? Do trees feel pain? That's one of my deep questions. I believe so, in their own way. But then, you know what? Nature heals and goes on with life. And so will we. We do heal. Yes, we might feel the damage of the fear and all those forces that have come at us. But we are like elastic. We can be stretched so far, but we bounce back. But don't allow yourself to be stretched so far to the point that you break, because we have the ability to heal and to bounce back. And then we come back and then enter another life's phase. And in this season, all of us will be shifted into another phase. We are in this together. So hang in there. Don't lose heart. Face that fear. You will be all right. And that's another message. You will be all right. This is one message you need to tell yourself. I will be all right. And look for the great things in life. Enjoy the positive things in life. If you have a pet, enjoy your life with that pet. When the sun shines, enjoy the sunshine. When the snow melts a little bit, like in Manitoba, enjoy it. You know, I've been taking photos of the spring melt, and I was so happy, and everybody here thought we were done with winter. You know, last week, water was flowing. You can see grass everywhere. And then 2 days ago, the sky decided to shake down the rest of the snow still holding up in the sky. And then we have snow again. And we're waiting for it to go. That's another surprise. But we know for sure that it's going to pass. Winter is going to pass, and we will enjoy spring. And in the meantime, as you wait for all these things to do not forget to build your bridges. And at this time, good bridges you can build are bridges of encouragement. Reach out to people and post your thoughts. You know, let's connect. I continue to build my own bridges as well. I like building cross-cultural bridges. I like talking to people, sending words of encouragement. And we shall be all right. Bye for now.